So this is one that I've done before, but I wasn't really satisfied with it. I've had chiku or sapodilla a lot. They're like everywhere. They are in India, they're in the U.S., they're in South America, they're in Asia, they're in Jamaica, they're in the Caribbean area. These things are everywhere. But the one that I reviewed was highly inferior. In fact, a lot of people complained about my review just because the one I had was not very good. It was a really crappy chiku because it was probably grown in like New York City, okay? So it was very small, it wasn't fully ripe, it wasn't really that good. So I thought I would do this again, and what better way to do it than with this honking thing. Chikus I've had have been tiny, like little golf ball sized fruits. This one is almost as big as a mame sapote. Actually, it looks very similar to it as well. And there were actually some bigger ones too, but they weren't ready to go. And this one is ready to go. So I'm going to review this one again because this is a really tasty fruit, and it is all around the world for a reason. There's really nothing quite like it. Alright, so dramatic. Look at that. Nice and juicy, brown color. It's like so super soft. Like it's just like, there's like no resistance. It's like putting this knife through water. And it smells good. It smells a little bit like, I don't know, like malty and molasses. It's a very, very sugary fruit. I don't know like what the calorie count is on a chiku, but especially with one like that that's this big, this is probably like a whole meal. That's really good. It just like melts in your mouth. It's like a little bit grainy. Chikus can be a little bit grainy, especially if an inferior one. But with one that is like this, where it's like super succulent and like juicy and properly ripened, like that graininess is not really a concern because those little grains just kind of like separate out into like, they just like dissolve almost. So it's not really anything that like, I'm trying to like pick up another piece, but it keeps like sliding through because it's just like so, it's so soft. The best way to describe this is imagine pumpkin pie, but not as rich. If pumpkin pie were light and refreshing, it like goes down super easy. It's super juicy, and it just kind of like melts in your mouth. That's what that's like. So yeah, super, super good. It's nothing like really like if you haven't had like fruits like this before, like chikus will kind of catch you by surprise. There's like in the US, we don't eat anything like this. There are other fruits out there. Like if you go to like South America, you get like mame sapote and stuff like that. Like there are other fruits out there that have that kind of like potato-y pumpkin pie brown sugar taste, but not in the US. In the US, we got pretty like simple taste. Sour, sweet, apple, banana, berries. This is like a whole different thing. There's a whole different flavor profile in fruits out there that we just don't get. And this is probably the best way to introduce yourself to it. I think like mame sapotes are maybe another good way to do it, but like these ones are, I've never met someone who did not like these. I think like the worst thing that can happen is if you picked one of these up and it was like not properly ripened. Like you do need to know like how to eat these. If you don't eat them when they are properly ripened, they are terrible. They give you terrible dry mouth. And the seeds on some varieties, I'm not sure on this one, actually I haven't seen the seed. Yeah, there it is. This one's not too bad, but the seeds on some varieties actually will have a hook on them. So if you swallow them, it'll just like latch into your throat. So there is a learning curve to eating these. This one is not like a hook, but it is a little pointy. So like if you swallow that, that could kind of like scratch your throat up a little bit. So these have like a little bit of an instruction manual to them, but if you're willing to take the effort it takes to eat one of these properly ripened, and being careful not to eat the seeds, then these are definitely something worth trying. They are very, very good, just like something completely different out there compared to the fruits that we have in the US. Okay, so I think I've babbled enough about this thing, so I hope I've finally given this the respect that it deserves. Alright, thanks guys, bye.
So at the end of this video there's going to be a preview of next week's fruit, so don't click out yet. I want to give a very special thank you to Rob Nelms for being a contributor on Patreon. He's got a website, Radiant Portraiture. He's a photographer if you want to check out his work. I also want to thank Smarter Every Day. They are a mega contributor. They've been helping me out for a while now. You might want to check out their channel where they make a lot of really cool videos. If you want to learn more about how you can help make my series happen, do head over to my Patreon page where you can learn more about that. That's how I get the funding to do these trips and everything. Other than that, guys, I've got shirts available on my website. That's another way to help out, and stickers now. And if you don't want to give any money, that's fine. If you like, subscribe, leave a comment, any of that, that's really helpful as well. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time. Bye.